Hey, good evening, everyone. It is 9:31 now here on this Tuesday night, July 25th. And as expected, ended up having a couple of severe storms in the area. We will be watching that and keeping you updated on it here as we move on through. First off, this warning now is for Shelby, far southeastern Macon, and a good chunk of Moultrie counties. Going to go through 9:45 and likely going to see an extension to this after 9:45 based on how things are. Thought I'd jump in here for about 10-15 minutes on our digital platforms while we have some time in between shows. We'll be live on WCIA3 News at 10 o'clock. And so that is something worth noting here. If you're watching, remember, right over here on the side of your screen, download that WCIA3 weather app. It's a great app to have. If you're in that warned area, you got notified immediately when the severe thunderstorm warning came out. So far, just this one storm. We'll show you the area-wide radar, but this one is perhaps the one we've got to keep an eye on the most. Latest estimates based on Doppler radar here, Storm Tracker Doppler, the warning's now for ping-pong ball-size hail. We might have some quarter to ping-pong ball-size hail now west of Shelbyville, along the highway there towards Pana, along and north of that. Be up at Dollville and the Henton area. Zoom in here, and that's one area that has my attention with this storm is some of that ping pong ball size hail. So there's Henton, there's Rennerville, Illinois 128, Illinois 16 here. There's Tower Hill. Tower Hill's fine. US 51 is fine from Assumption and Mawikwa. This is now crossing Illinois 128. There's that core of the storm. Shelbyville and to the north has the greatest chance to see some of that quarter to perhaps ping pong ball size hail as it continues moving to the east. It's slowly moving. It's only moving to the east here at about 20 miles an hour. So not moving that fast. But that's not stopping it from being strong or anything like that. Likely have some little big hail with that particular storm, and that is what we will watch here closely as we move on through. Let's do the whole area. I know we got folks that are watching, they're from Iroquois County. There's probably someone here from Ashcombe. There's probably someone down by Effingham. There is probably someone from Springfield and probably from Danville and all over in between here. Well, area-wide view for it and just kind of show you regionally what we've got. Just some of these storms that have developed here in our neck of the woods. You look across the region, not much else happening here. And the question is could some of these storms fire up as the sun went down? That has been the case for us here. And so we've got some of these storms that have developed and are taking advantage of the atmosphere that's in play, a lot of instability, and so that's what's happening here. We did just have a little downpour here at the TV station now, not severe, but now Urbana here, probably Carl Hospital off to the east on Cunningham, up towards Augerville. The Carroll Fire Department could be getting some rain. Myra Road, Myra Bridge neighborhood over the east towards the Walmart, some rain there. It's moved past. Little cell, nothing of a concern here for Champaign-Urbana. Some other little activity here for Farmers City, some showers and perhaps a few thunderstorms. I'll flip on the lightning real quick on that, and we'll add that just to see. Looks like maybe one strike there earlier in DeWitt County, but just some showers now. Down here towards Crispin, a little thunder shower rolling down 36 into town, not severe. And then Clark County, this is probably the next storm that could go severe here, right east of Casey. That'll be moving east out of our area, should stay south of Paris. But this batch of storms is the one to watch. And boy, are these storms electric. If you're outside at all, you're able to see things. You know how electric they are. The amount of instability in place here is these storms are just full of electricity. Now, I'm going to query this storm here, and we'll see what the numbers say. In the last 15 minutes, 436 lightning strikes in that one storm there. That's pretty impressive, and you'll notice here the negative and positive strikes. When there's a lot of negative strikes, that's really strong, so really incredible lightning show with this storm here in Shelby and Moultrie counties as it moves on to the east. Of course, the concern there, we've probably got some hail and perhaps some wind as well. There do seem to be two cores. See, there's a lightning core over Moultrie County and then western Shelby County. And I do think that there's two almost, I don't want to say distinct storms, but there's kind of two areas to focus on here. One is that storm that's over by Shelby County. Would be interested if there is any hail reports from that area. And then would be interested, there's that second one. In fact, they just issued a new severe thunderstorm warning. This is going to be for Moultrie, southern Piatt, and western Douglas counties. That's going to be there from Sullivan up towards Lovington. Moving off to the east, you've got Atwood, you've got Arthur right there. Here's Tuscola, Arcola, the interstate. That'll be moving to the east at about 20 miles an hour, and it's going to be warned for it's going to be warned for some quarter-sized hail as well. Let me check that here. And going to be actually for some half-dollar size hail there in the Lovington area with that particular storm. Somebody just messaged, said they've got hail in Lovington. If you've got a size and you can relate it to the size of a coin, that's a really great thing to help us understand the size of things, and we can send that report on to the National Weather Service for that. I did see a question, difference between positive and negative lightning strike. So we'll save that for another day, but when we see a lot of negative lightning strikes, that's a sign that the storm is a lot stronger. Usually most lightning strikes are positive. When you got a lot of negative, then that is something that you see. That's something that you kind of look for when you're analyzing things here. I don't know if I said that right. So the positive, when you see more positive lightning strikes, that's a more intense storm than negative here. I think I had that backwards. It's just in my mind going, wait, what did I say here? So when there's a lot more positive lightning strikes, that's a sign of a stronger storm here in place. Let's hear real quick. We're going to use the hail size to kind of estimate what we're seeing. Looks like there's going to be some hail right over Lovington, and again. If, Reagan, you have a report of hail, let me know. Probably some hail there east of Sullivan as well, and then our core that's west of Shelbyville, the Henton area, that's probably got some quarter size, if not a little larger, moving off to the east. So we'll be keeping an eye on that as we move on through. Saying a message about rotation. Not really concerned at this point with rotation. There's a lot of greens here. These storms today really aren't primed for any intense rotation or tornadoes. It's not really a concern for me at this point, the way things are. It's a high instability event, but wind shear, not totally something I'm worried about. But you can see there's definitely some wind, probably some 40, 50, maybe up to 60 mile an hour gusts in that area. And it wouldn't surprise me if there's a little bit stronger. And same up here, not much to look at on the wind side as far as rotation, but certainly there could be some strong wind gusts, some downburst winds with that. So that's something that we'll keep an eye on here. Give this product a second to load, and we'll see if it pops anything up. It's not really detecting anything as far as wind shear, so that's some good news. But that is something that we'll watch. So we'll see a hail swath here, see what we got. Notice there's probably some hail between Moweaqua and Assumption there. Looks like western Shelby County and then now Moultrie County getting some of that hail. This is over the last 30 minutes or so. And so we'll be interested in any size reports as we move on through. Let's kind of reset here real quick for you. I'm not going to spend all evening on here. We'll watch from behind the scenes, but I know we've got folks saying, hey, what about my area? And if we don't talk about your area during severe weather, that's a good thing. You don't want us to talk about your area. We're spending the bulk of the time with this storm complex in Shelby and in Moultrie counties. It's going to clip southern Piatt, move towards Douglas and Coles County next. Not moving very fast, about 20 miles an hour. We do have a couple of other thunder showers that are out there in the region, but that main batch there with those severe thunderstorm warnings is what we will watch and is what we will keep on. And it will keep an eastward movement. Now, could we see some more development? Certainly that's not out of the question, but we'll just kind of have to watch and see. I don't think we'll get a whole lot. These are going to slowly kind of move off to the east, and so that's something that we'll be watching here. Let me get my update here real quick. Check some details for us as we keep an eye on things here. Try to find my little switcher here. Okay, I'm going to manually walk over real fast. Just click the button, bring that radar full screen. I'm going to check a little data from the National Weather Service, see if they've got any updates. And so far, I have not seen any reports. I haven't seen any reports coming through them either. kind of get a reset here and see what's going on. So yeah, that's what we got. Might have another little core popping up. East of Sullivan there, so we might see those storms carry towards Humboldt, Mattoon, Charleston. In fact, why don't we do this? Let's bring the camera up, and some of you are going to see what I'm talking about when it comes to the lightning here. Some pretty impressive lightning with these storms. Look at that. That's Mattoon right now. It's pretty electric out there. Whew. And these are some pretty impressive lightning strikes here in the region. So I'm going to get our camera switched here in Champaign. I actually stepped outside for a second during the 9 o'clock news on WCIX and was able to see some of the lightning in Champaign. And so quite electric with these storms. You know, if there's a storm coming in your area, we were a bit uncertain with how things would play out. We didn't know if we would actually get development, and so far we've managed to get those storms to pop up as expected here into the region. And so that's something that we're seeing now in particular. And I'm not really seeing much in the way of lightning. Oh, there we go, a little bit here from our Champaign camera. They're having a little hard time. Looks like maybe some of the rain's kind of fogging the lens up, but I got a video of it as well. This is pretty crazy here for us to see. So that's something that we'll watch. I'm seeing some folks saying the app shows rotation. If you can let me know what app you're talking about here. I will say this about apps. In general, sometimes your apps will automatically plot a you know, I guess we call it like a skit or like a little icon that suggests there's rotation. It's not always the case. It doesn't always pan out that way. You know, there you go. There's the answer. Somebody just said, what app is showing that? Yeah, I don't see anything here in my radar product at all that is suggesting that from looking at things. I don't see any rotation that's concerning to me at this point. There probably is a little bit aloft. And so that would not surprise me that that's the case here for us if there was some up aloft in the atmosphere. But, you know, I'm looking at the WCI3 app, and I don't see anything that says rotation. Maybe I'm looking at something wrong, but if you've got that, let me know. If there was something, we'd probably see it develop here a little bit. We'll see. I don't have anything at this point that concerns me, so we'll let you know. Yeah, there's the new warning that just got extended. Some folks are saying, hey, Coles County's on there. Yeah, severe thunderstorm warning extended now for parts of western Coles County there, Cooks Mills, Mattoon, Paradise, Lake Mattoon now included. That's going to be for that storm that's near Shelbyville and Findlay, moving off to the east. There might be something to watch there west of Findlay as far as hail goes. But let's say you're out here in Decatur, you're up in Champaign. You can see that lightning from a long ways away. So that certainly is something to keep an eye on here as we move on forth. So with that, that severe thunderstorm warning just extended now for parts of Coles and Douglas County until 10:30. Ping pong ball size hail, 60-mile-per-hour winds in the Shelbyville area, off to the north there on Highway, what was that, 128? 128, so we'll continue to move off to the east there, lining up between Yanisville, the Findlay Road area, Lake Shelbyville, city of Shelbyville. Probably some more. I'd be real interested here, the Cooks Mills area for some hail in the next little bit. Humboldt, perhaps, maybe Arcola. And then we've had some hail in the Lovington area. We'll be watching in Arthur as well for that. But that certainly is something that we'll be keeping an eye on. So it's expected. We thought this might be the case. I sent out a push alert about 6:15 or so with the risk for severe weather, and thus it has happened. You know, again, this pattern, you're kind of like, how's this going to pan out? Sometimes it takes a little while for Mother Nature to show its cards and let us know what's happened, but we were aware that at least with that instability, and that instability is leading to all that lightning here into the region. All right, let me do this. I'm going to do one last little check here before I reset for the 10 o'clock news, and then I'll be back after the 10 o'clock news. If we get to 10:35 and there's still warnings, I'll jump back on digital platforms and give you an update, so we'll keep you updated there. If I'm worried about some areas, and worried may be a polite term for us, if I'm looking for the next areas to be impacted, Douglas and Coles County next in line. If it continues, then we might see Edgar County, but we'll see how things play out. So the focus now is Shelby, Moultrie counties heading towards Douglas and Coles County. We'll see if there's any storms that can continue to strengthen from this. We'll watch. Mainly going to be hail and wind. Tornado threat is low, pretty low. It's not zero, but I'm not too concerned about that. Usually these storms, they're tapping into instability more aloft. There's a layer of air in between. It's not zero, I'll say that. But at this point, at this immediate moment, I don't see anything that makes me think, uh-oh. I see some things that make me watch, but every storm we're going to watch and keep an eye on. You don't see any tight areas of greens and reds, so that's something that we'll keep an eye on and keep watch for you here. Last little check, lightning. Whew, there's a lot of it. You're up in Champaign, maybe Decatur, you're far away. Might peek out in the direction of Shelbyville, Sullivan's. See a bunch of lightning out there. So that's what we got. All right, I'm going to wrap this up here. We'll have another update coming up after the 10 o'clock news. Join me on WCIA 3 News at 10. We'll have more updates on these strong to severe storms pushing through the area. Thanks for watching. We will be back, if needed, at about 10:35 or so. Take care. Have a great rest of your night.